Hi Virgo, welcome to October. Welcome to your October reading. Yes, you are last this month, but we got to save the best for last, right? That's the way I'm going to put it. I'm actually really looking forward to your reading. I do want to talk astrology stuff a little bit. Our ruling planet Mercury is now in Scorpio, which is in our third house of communication. So there, and it's going retrograde. October 13th, Mercury will go retrograde in Scorpio. And so there, and it will move back into Leo. And then when it goes direct again on November 3rd, it'll move back into Scorpio. But there's a lot when it comes to the way that you are communicating with other people. Being extremely transparent and honest. Like, if there's anything that you're not being fully honest about right now, it will come out. Mercury in Scorpio is not one to allow the truth to be hidden, right? This is where the truth is being uncovered, and it being in our third house, there could also be communication mishaps. There could be misunderstandings. I've already witnessed a misunderstanding with somebody and they just shut me off. They just shut down and I wasn't even able to like figure out what the misunderstanding was. So there's a lot of things that will be happening and a lot of things that you'll be doing. And right now Mercury's in that shadow period before it actually stations retrograde on October 13th. So, and a lot of times the shadow period is the hardest part, right? The pre-shadow and the post-shadow periods are the hardest part. So really just paying attention to the things that you're saying. And if people don't understand you right now, honestly, not your job to force people to understand what you're trying to say or where you're coming from. Don't extend any extra energy to people that aren't attempting to understand where you're coming from. Venus is in Virgo. I smile at that because Venus doesn't necessarily like being in Virgo. I'm a Venus in Virgo. This is really about self-care. This, like having Venus in Virgo, yes, we can focus on the love vibes. Yes, we can focus on the feeling really good. But Venus in Virgo can be a little bit nitpicky when it comes to the acceptance of certain things. Venus can be a little bit nitpicky. So try not to be too hard on yourself right now and really show your self-love and affection. That's going to help things quite a bit. Mars is still in Aries, squaring off with Capricorn, all of the stuff in your fifth house. That pressure on your joy and happiness and passion and the things that you really want in life, the pressure of Saturn will be releasing. It will be letting up as we go along further into the year. So in December, when Saturn moves into Aquarius, you're not going to feel so much pressure when it comes to trying to enjoy, just enjoying life, right? Saturn has sort of put a damper on our fifth house fun. And I mean, the fact that Capricorn is our fifth house anyways, we really are very strict with our fun to begin with. So just remember that paying attention to how you feel about certain situations, find your own joy, honestly, find your own joy. And it's like that, your own personal brand of happiness and of joy. That's going to be a big, big thing for you guys, actually for the rest of the year, finding your own personal brand of joy. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Where you were once lying to yourself, you're seeing things a lot in a much more clear kind of way, where you once felt very restricted towards growth and opportunity and planting the seeds and creating your long-term happiness. It feels like you're sort of on a new journey this month. And new journeys can be a little bit stressful, but at the same time, I think that this has been a long time coming. We've been talking about the glow up all year. We've been talking about stepping into our own power. We've been talking about creating the flow where the flow isn't. Sorry, my voice is starting to go. I've been talking a lot today. But creating the flow where there wasn't a flow before. And really accepting the things that aren't for us. That's been a really big thing. Accepting the people that aren't for us, accepting the situations that aren't for us, accepting like just releasing the drama, right? So we have the Five of Swords, we have the Sun, we have the Seven of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Wands. I love that the Ace of Wands came up and we talked about the 5th house passion stuff. Because you can create your own joy and then the universe will be like, oh, here you go. Welcome, right? You're starting the fire. You're lighting the fire under your ass to get going. And even if things had diminished you, there's this humility that you're feeling. There's this resonance and humility that you're feeling because you've done the work, because you've healed, because you've allowed yourself to see past the bullshit of your own mind, right? That Five of Swords can be really tough. The Five of Swords is the painful acceptance sometimes of, you know, the lies that we're telling ourselves. And we have to accept that we lie to ourselves quite a bit. And so, and it can get really, really exhausting. And so the clarity of you rebuilding, or the clarity of you planting the seeds and creating the momentum of yourself is huge in October. And I love that. I really, really love that. Really make sure that you are watching your energy levels, because having Mercury in a water sign and having it be in retrograde, it can be more painful. You know, it can be more painful than we allow it to be. So let's see what this Five of Swords is. What is it that we are lying to ourselves about? Oh, the Five of Wands. Okay. Don't argue with people. Don't have petty arguments with people. That is such a waste of energy. And like I said, if people can't understand what you're trying to say, or what you're, you know, what's coming across, that is absolutely not your problem. You say what you need to say, and if they don't want to listen to you and they don't want to, you know, hear your side or hear you out or whatever, again, not your problem. You do as much as you can. You express yourself as much as you can. And then on the other side of that, you get to just sort of look back and be like, yeah, I mean, that's great for you and all, but I'm going to go over here because that's not my problem. So the High Priestess and the Empress on the Sun. And man, your intuition is big. There's a lot of growth opportunity for Virgos in October, and which is funny because I wouldn't normally say that with a Mercury in retrograde, but that doesn't happen for another 10 days, so who knows, right? But the creations, the life that you're creating for yourself, that started way before this even happened. You planted the seed last month or the month before. Or even at the beginning of the year. Every single choice that you're making and every single opportunity that's being presented to you is another step in your growth, right? And with that, you could be dealing with a Leo, a Pisces, or a Libra or a Taurus. But there's clarity in this. There's clarity in where you're standing. And it's almost as if the I want to call them the negative Nancys. It's almost as if the negative Nancys, like, that's what you're seeing clearly. You're seeing how the negativity of other people are dragging them down, and you're like, I am just not here for that. I am not going to engage. I'm not going to play this game. This is not something that I want to do or deal with at all. Right? Seven of Pentacles. So the things that you're manifesting and the seeds that you are planting right now, you have some decisions that you need to make when it comes to that, because I think the fear of you slipping up is probably more prevalent than you would care to admit to yourself. So instead of being afraid of having a slip up when it comes to planting these seeds, make your decisions based on your intuition. Don't let yourself second guess what your gut feeling is, because it's the logic of it. It's the vacillating that gets us in trouble, because then we can totally talk ourselves out of doing something. 100% talk ourselves out of doing something. And your growth process right now, man, and we all have to start somewhere. So if you feel like, oh man, this is like a brand new journey, I feel like I'm starting all over again. Yeah? Right? Brand new journey. Starting all over again. Be humble within that space. Feel safe. Oof. Be humble in that space. Ten of Swords. The fear. Man, the fear. You got to know that you're ending a cycle right now. You're ending a cycle that was painful. And it feels like there was something that came into your existence that almost diminished you in some way, that made you feel like you were less than who you really are. And it feels like you're coming out of that stronger. It's very Phoenix rising from the ashes, Mercury and Scorpio. But this Ten of Swords is also going to the worst possible case scenario and thinking that, like, you could easily sabotage your journey if you want to. Easily. All you have to do is talk yourself out of it. Talk yourself out of this Ace of Wands, passionate thing that's coming. Talk yourself out of the fact that you have created a whole empire. Talk yourself out of the fact that you're struggling and nothing is falling into place and everything feels really weird. You know? Let's see what the Ace of Wands is, because that Ten of Swords is very curious to me. The fear of the worst possible case scenario is always there. Don't rush it. That's what it is. It's about taking your time, being very patient. So we have Temperance at the bottom of the deck. The Knight of Swords on the Ace of Wands. Don't rush into this. Plant the seeds, and that's what it is. It's the patience. It's the waiting part. That's what it is. It's the waiting part. And the emotions that stir up inside of you when it comes to waiting for that one thing that you know, like, you know that it's there. You know that this thing is big. You know that there is you already felt it coming. You already saw it blossoming. Even before you planted the seed, you could see it in your mind. You could see how you were creating it. But rushing into it and making it happen faster than you want it to, that's what's going to make it all fall apart. Because you forced it. Instead of letting it just fall into place and being in the flow. You see the difference? So we have Temperance. Ooh. So there's a Sagittarius energy. We have Temperance and the King of Wands. And we have, there you are, sitting very pretty, Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Swords. This could also be an Aries energy or a Leo energy, this King of Wands. Doesn't have to be a Sagittarius. But I think that you're trying to decide back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I think you're trying to make the decision about this person when you aren't feeling 100% balanced. And this Libra season is not about being balanced. This Libra season is about finding your own balance. It's not going to balance you. It's not going to balance everything for you. You sort of have to find your own balance. But it's interesting because I feel like this person is more balanced for you, but you don't want to be caught off guard. You're really talking yourself out of it. You're really talking yourself out of this person in a big way. Whoever that King of Wands is. Now, it doesn't have to be a man, and you don't have to be a woman. It's just, you know, let it resonate the way that it resonates, okay? And it's something that you've really been waiting on. And as you've been working on yourself, so we have the Three of Wands and the Ace of Cups and the Six of Swords. As you've been working on yourself and you've been allowing yourself to move from rough waters into much calmer waters, it all sort of makes a little bit more sense. But that's the thing, is the Three of Wands, you've been waiting for this to show up for you. And I think the fear of it falling apart, or the fear of it not working, is more painful than anything else, right? Now, if this is about work, and this is somebody that you work with, I feel like they're actually there to help you and not hinder the progress, but you're going to have to let that resonate in the way that you want it to resonate. For a lot of you, this is about relationship stuff, and the fear of getting into a relationship right now for a lot of people is very, very real, because we don't know what to expect for the rest of this year, and it's actually a very karmic time. So you have to be super discerning about who you're letting into your life, who you're letting into your circle. Be transparent in everything. Don't try and control the situation, but be transparent in everything. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands. If you can't, I mean, nobody can see the whole picture right now, right? And because you can't see the whole picture, you have to trust. You have to fully 100% trust. And I think that that's probably the hardest thing sometimes. We have to really allow ourselves to trust, and it's so hard. So, I love you guys. Okay, so don't go anywhere yet. I do have some things. So, everybody's been asking me about the jewelry that I'm wearing, and this is stuff from my dear friend Steph. She's with Cosmic Feels. She has an Etsy shop, and her information is in the description box. Very affordable jewelry. It's handmade. It's made with love. Her vibes are amazing. Make sure you check that out. Also, my roommate and partner in crime makes smudge sprays and rollers. Oil rollers and oil smudge sprays. We're all a little bit worried about inhaling things right now. So if you don't want to use sage or Palo Santo wood and have the smoke going, you can get a smudge spray. These are very affordable as well. This is called Smudge Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself. And then we have the Bitch I'll Raise Your Vibes spray. And then we have the Moldavite oil spray, or Moldavite oil roller. This is really amazing because it helps you with your gifts. It helps you with your psychic ability. It helps you connect to the 5D. So if you right now are working on connecting to the 5D and working on your gifts and stuff, 100% I suggest this oil. Moldavite it's like an alien rock. That's the only way that I can explain it. But her information, her Facebook page is where you're going to order that. And that's all in the description box. I also have specials available. I'm doing Akashic readings now, where we look into your past lives and we clear out all of the energy so that you can step into your purpose. I have tarot readings available. I have specials for astrology readings for Libra season. So get your spot in, limited space, and yeah. Okay, thanks for stopping and like listening to the promotion stuff too. A lot of people click off. So if you made it this far, mwah, much love to you. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful October. And I will see you very soon. Bye.